Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 podcast. I'm your host, Crimson Sin.
15 PCA.
87454.
Be sure to check us out over on Twitter at C15 Podcast. Join the discussion over on Discord, link in the description below. And if you're enjoying the videos, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit that bell for notifications. Almost done with the Tomb Raider series. If you want a short review, go check out my YouTube shorts. Super fast reviews. They're like 1 minute long. And if you want a super long review where I go scene for scene, you come to the right place. This episode is very odd. I felt odd the whole entire time because I don't know if this was supposed to be the funny episode, because there's a lot of stuff where I see that they thought they were being clever, they thought they were being funny, and it isn't funny at all. It's just weird. And also there's some weird animation. I don't think characters were on model with this episode. Like it was kind of like a throwaway episode. I don't know. It's this series is boring as hell. Who would have thought Lara Croft would be boring? But man, it is super boring. We jump right in. They don't even show them get to places anymore. They just are there. They can be like in Iraq one day and then China the next, and they're just there. So they're walking around some jungle in China or Mongolia or something, and it's raining, and they're talking about like, oh no, if he gets all the stones and people are gonna die. Yeah, that's why you get a gun and blow this guy's freaking head off, Laura. Stop using stupid bows and stupid arrows, because those aren't getting the job done. Just shoot the dude. It's ridiculous that she doesn't have any guns in this. It's just beyond stupid. So they're just tooling around the jungle, and they're looking for like another one of those stones. I don't even know what stone they're on right now. The turquoise one. I don't know. Look at this picture. Doesn't it look weird? Like the angle's weird. Looks very strange. But they're just walking around, and then they find like a theme park, like a ancient like Chinese style like theme park. And Laura like doesn't like people. Is Laura autistic? Is that's what I got from this, where she like has zero social skills, like beyond someone who just doesn't like. I don't like people. I don't like being in crowds and having to interact with people if I don't have to, but I can do it. This is something like she has to be autistic. In the comments below, is that what they're doing here? Is she coded autistic? Because her social inability to be social with people is comically bad, and she shouldn't be like this. It's weird. So they get there. Jonah just complains the whole time. Oh, my feet hurt. Oh, I'm hungry. Oh, I'm a loser. So he can never do anything. They get to this theme park, and they're walking around, because this is where I guess one of the stones are supposed to be here. Laura just walks into the theme park without paying, and she has a giant ice pick thing on her hip. And this is like China. They're gonna let you walk around with what is just a weapon into a park with children, and they're going to just let it happen. They're not going to stop her or talk to her or anything. Nope, because she's Lara Croft and she can just walk past the gates. So Jonah has to pay. They get in there, and people are walking around, and then Laura's just being a weirdo the whole time, like cutting people in line, trying to like figure out, like reading. I guess there's a bunch of these little things around, like, talking about the history of the battle that took place here, and then when the guy fell from heaven, it made a golden tree, and like there's a guy walking around speaking perfect English. What? Yes. Will he know English? Yes, but would it be 100% perfect with like no accent or anything in the middle of nowhere, China? Yeah, okay. So Laura is like, oh no, there's crowds. Let me like parkour around. Oh no, people are in the way taking pictures, and oh no, they asked me to take a picture for them. Oh, this is so awkward. It's not funny. Did anyone find this funny? Were you watching this and you were just like holding your belly? Oh, ho, ho, ho. Laura, you're such a funny little scamp. It is cringy as all get out. Like, this isn't funny. So she runs up to the big tree, because that's where the legend's supposed to be, and it's just a fake tree. I hate theme parks. Okay, Laura, we know you hate theme parks. They finally throw her out for being a menace, and they just like toss her on the ground. Look at that. That's how I lead the ladies. So they just throw her out of the park, which is hilarious. Instead of just arresting her for having a weapon on her at a freaking... So she doesn't really get thrown out, even though these security guys threw her out. She just comes back in, and Jonah's being a fat ass. He's just like, oh, I gotta eat meat buns for, what did he say? It's for research or something. Laura gets in this guy's face. He's the tour guide who speaks perfect English. And yeah, because that's what you do. The tour guide at Disneyland, just get up in his face and start yelling at him because he doesn't know where the real battle took place. Lara Croft. What the hell? So they have like a little, in Disneyland, you can go and like watch cartoons like on Main Street. So they have something like that. But this is for like this ancient legend. Jonah's in there because he gets to sit down because he's a fatty. He sits there and then he gets Laura to watch his cartoon, and it's like a really crappy chibi anime thing. Is this supposed to be funny? I'm going to ask that a lot. So is this supposed to be funny? So we get this weird, like, how I used to draw chibi characters when I was, like, in high school. It tells the story about this guy, 3 brothers, dragon, lands on Earth, whatever, constellations. And this cartoon gives her, like, the knowledge she needed to, like, figure out where to go. Like, oh, you have to look at the stars. And she gets Zip to, like, look into it. Like, oh, back in the whatever 1200 BC, where were the star constellations? And that's where this city or tree is supposed to be. She either steals a map from a lady, because she's Lara Croft. She can do what she wants. She's autistic, and you can't blame her for anything. So they find out where this place is supposed to be, somewhere in the middle of nowhere. They just get a plane. They find a plane. They dial 1-800 send me a plane. They just get on a plane. They kind of have a little heart-to-heart moment talk. This has happened like 7 times now. It was kind of nice the first time, but Laura, get over it. Stop being a little punk, because Jonah's like, hey, so what are you gonna do after this? We stop this bad guy. Are you coming back home? Are you gonna go on more adventures? And she's like, Croft matters no home to me. My dad made me wear a dress, and he made me go to a dinner once. She's such a privileged little prick. Ugh, Lara Croft. She's so unlikable in this series. So, but Jonah always has to put her in her place, but he's done it like 5 times now. It's like, enough's enough. You need to learn your lesson. They land their plane somewhere in the middle of the jungle because, there's just runways in the jungle. They just land randomly in like this like heavily jungled forest area of China, in the mainland China. And it happens to be exactly where they need to be. How serendipitous. This is ridiculous. This would be like me being in an airplane, flying over the ocean, throwing a golf ball into the ocean, and it lands in a paper cup that just so happened to be floating out in the ocean. That's how unbelievably lucky they were to be in the exact place they needed to be. Unbelievable. So they find this shrine, and this is like them trying to do like a puzzle. Because, in the Tomb Raider games, you get to like solve puzzles. And I guess like the Chinese Zodiac, and you have to like the legend of there was like a big race. I don't even know. Is this a real thing? Does anyone know if this is a real like legend? So anyways, there was a race between all the animals, and she has to like turn them. Like she knew like that's what you have to do. So they're turning all the statues, and once they turn them all, the big gate lights up. They go through the gate, and it's like the Yellow Brick Road to freaking Oz. And it's a teleport thing. It teleports them to somewhere in Hong Kong. Like, what the F? Like, how does that even work? Here's the thing. Tomb Raider games have always gone back and forth on mystical, magical things, or they were just like ancient technologies, like alien technology. I don't know if I like it better if it's like literal spirits and magic, or if it was just, they thought it was magic because back then they wouldn't have any idea what a teleport, if it was like a technology, they just call it magic. I don't know which one I like better. I kind of go back and forth. But so they end up in like Hong Kong somewhere. And this is again more of the funny. Isn't this so funny? What's his face? I forgot his name. The bad guy, Mr. McHandsome. He has like guards out front, and they got the glowy eyes, so they're being mind controlled. Apparently, while they were at the amusement park, Lara Croft she bought a like a big parachute thing, like a kite. I don't recall her buying this. Did she, when she stole that map from the lady, did she like grab this too? Well, this dime store kite that she bought from the amusement park apparently is strong enough to carry her so she can like kite surf on a piece of wood. And just like when she was on the bike, she's like doing tricks. Can anyone explain that to me? You're in this like situation where you're trying to stop this guy from like destroying the world, and you're like, you know what, guys, it's time to get radical and like make a Mountain Dew commercial from the 1990s. So she's like doing tricks and stuff. It's ridiculous, and she's like sandboard fighting people. Her foot gets stuck in the board, but she's still be able to kick everyone's ass because, you know, she's Lara Croft. Like, you know how incredibly that'd be like putting your foot in a bucket and still be able to fight people. So she's kicking the crap out of everyone because she's Lara Croft. And Jonah's just in the background with binoculars going, well, geez, Laura's so cool. I can't help her. They find the real golden tree that was supposedly the dragon. And she has her bow and arrow, of course, because, you know, that's the weapon you bring instead of bringing a gun. There's like an oasis here, like it's this hidden little city. We get to the other bad guy. He found the other stone. And Laura's like, hey, you can't do this. I know you're sad. If you do this, you're not going to be any better than the people you swore to stop. And just destroying and killing isn't going to bring your dad back. It's not going to make anything better. So he kind of thinks about it. But, of course, he does the bad guy thing, combines all the rocks, and makes another big explosion. An explosion that never kills anyone or really does anything. Laura tries to shoot him. Again, use a gun, you stupid idiot. Or why did she even try talking to him? Just shoot him in the back. Why even let him know you're there? So Laura gets blown off the thing. He goes up there, grabs her, just chucks her off the thing. Instead of just snapping her neck or just stabbing her or killing her, they always do this. They always give a chance for the good guy to like survive. Throws Lara Croft off the cliff thing. She doesn't die. She kind of bounces her way down there, and she's all beat up, and she's trying to climb her way. This goes on for way too long. Like her just kind of like struggling, try to get up this mountainside. It's like seriously like 8 minutes of the episode. So she's struggling. She's trying to climb up there. She's all beat the hell up. She falls down. She gets knocked out, but then kind of sees that she got rescued. She's next to Jonah, but you can't really see who are the people that rescued her. I'm thinking that's going to be her sister girlfriend from the other episode, another odd, strange episode. But she passes out end of the episode. There's 2 more episodes. And like I said at the beginning of this review, you know, for this show, I watched the last episode first on accident because I thought it was the first episode. I'm an idiot. So I technically only have to watch 1 more episode to get the whole entire series. But yeah, boring, unfunny, a lot of shots that looked weird with Laura just being like either looking too short or just being off model. Jonah's worthless in this episode. He just there to see men are stupid and women are awesome because Laura can do everything. Shoot the bad guy. Is that's the lesson of this show. If someone's evil and wants to destroy the world, just go ahead and kill them. It's fine. Nobody cares. But yeah, Laura trying to be goofy, weird, and neurodivergent is not attractive in any way. It's not fun to watch. It's not fun to see. And it makes her look like a psychopath.
Crimson's in here. Thanks for watching the video. Remember, liking, subscribing, sharing, and commenting on the video really helps out a lot. It gets the video spread around more people get to see the videos, and we get to make more videos for you guys. So thank you, and we appreciate every single one of you guys.